Hello, here we are at Ashkbaugh number 1 out in near Knox, Pennsylvania for our third report on the progress of the Marcellus project that is here, that's now about 5-6 weeks old. As you can see from the previous reports, a new drill rig is in. This is Stone Energy has brought in the large rig to drill the Marcellus and the horizontal well. The drill that you see here is it took them 9 days to set up. They brought it in from Towanda, Pennsylvania. It came in after drilling a well out there. The crew is experienced. As you can see, they've got additional equipment. It's a much larger drill rig than the previous one. They're going to drill down to about 4,000 feet and then begin to turn the drill hole until they reach the Marcellus, and then they will run for another 5,000 feet in through the Marcellus. This is then, after they're done drilling, they'll pull this rig out, and then the fracking crew will come in to frack the well over the next couple months. The drilling process will take approximately 15 days, and they're probably going to begin tonight. And yes, it's a 24/7 operation. It's a 5-man crew, and this place will, for that period of time, while they drill for 15 days, at night, it'll look like a Christmas tree is here in the night. It will be lit up. It's all part of the process to tap the Marcellus. So we think we'll try to be out here a couple times in the next 2 weeks to see the process that's ongoing. As you can see, I've been wearing safety glasses. To come on the site now, you have to have flame retardant clothing, steel toe shoes, safety glasses, and we can't go beyond the point that we are right now because we don't have fire retardant clothing or safety shoes. It is a process that requires safe practice, and we were talking to Rocky Harris, who is the superintendent for Stone Energy on the job today. He has living quarters. He'll be here day and night for 15 days while they're drilling, and he just said, you know, we've got to be really conscious as when we get started here. Next time we come in, we can't even go past the spot that we're on right now because it's got to be safe. The other thing that Rocky took time to show us and talk to us about is how they drill this. The first hole is a 20-inch hole that goes down 350 feet. Inside that hole is another, and there's casing, steel casing on the outside, and that is cemented. Then they put a 13 3/4 inch casing inside the 20-inch casing, and that goes down to 450 feet. Then they take a 9 1/4 inch casing that goes from the surface to 2,450 feet. All of those are concrete encased. And as Rocky said, you know, if people are saying that the water, the frack water or the water from down below is going to get into your groundwater, that's almost impossible if the concrete is placed right and correctly. And these guys, they're professionals. He's been drilling horizontal wells since the 70s. He's drilled in Texas, Louisiana, and West Virginia and in Pennsylvania. He's been drilling out on the eastern fields, and he knows his job. Go. We had a break maybe in the action of the technical difficulty in the filming, but just so you know, we're picking up on the idea that as we look around the site, there's a fence now around the top of the frack basin, the frack pond, so as to prevent people or animals from getting into the pond water, because I know that has been a concern expressed by people that you have this open pond and what kind of safety precautions are you taking. Rocky Harris, the superintendent here, told us a little story that the landowner was on the property yesterday and he had asked the landowner that he had to stay back because the landowner didn't have the proper safety equipment. So they're taking, great pains to make sure that they're doing a good job. They're also going to post a security guard at the gate just so that people don't wander in while they're doing this next part of the job. This is, as you can see, it's a big rig. This is, in a way, partly dangerous, critical work. You can't minimize that. This is part of gaining energy for whether it's oil, gas, or whether you do it here in the Gulf or in Saudi Arabia. You have to do it somewhere, and you just have to say, let's do it as safe and as efficiently and as environmentally sound as we can do it. And I think that, you know, given all the press and all the media coverage on the drilling activity, you're going to see that these companies are going to pay much closer attention to doing an environmentally as well as a practically safety job on site. Because environmentally, it's very important. We know that this water that they use does not in any way contaminate the groundwater or the drinking water. There is, not in today's discussion can we talk about how groundwater is separated from the other layers of rock and sand and other water areas, and we'll try to do that at a later date. So we'll be back very soon to give you another update. Okay, we are now at the second site near Knox, just off of Route 208 and Ogden Road, and it's called the Emmerich #1. And what you're seeing behind us is the condition of the site at this moment. There's a drill rig that is parked. It has drilled the first hole, approximately 4,000 feet, just like, well, actually it goes down all the way to the Onondaga, and then they cement back up. We'll explain that later. But the drill rig is here, but the drill rig you saw at the other site is scheduled to come here in the next 2 to 4 weeks. This site is prepared is different than the first site. It does not have a frac pond. This site they've elected because of wanting to make sure that they don't impact any kind of water from the old coal seams in this area. They're not digging a frac pond. They're going to use just tanks. So when we come out here the next time, this will probably look like a tank farm, and there'll be big orange tanks parked on this pad that you can't see. We're going to slowly just rotate so that you can see the size. As you can see that they've dressed up the hillside. They've got it mulched and seeded, protecting for erosion. All right. So this is also a Stone Energy site, and what you can see back here is a large stone pad. This is where the frac tanks will be parked when they get ready to frac this well. It's a time process. They will probably move the other drill rig into this site in 2 to 4 weeks, and then they will set it up and then drill for 2 to 4 weeks, just like they're doing over at the Ashkbaugh site. So we'll be back here next week or the following week to give you an update of what's happening here at the Emmerich site, just to keep you up to date of the Marcellus drilling activity in the Knox area.